to do this all the time. For table topics, I have a thing I'm going to share my screen with. That is the Wheel of Names. And these are indicators to questions. So first I'm going to go and look and see who would like to be called upon.
I want to be called upon.
Okay, I'll start with Moriel. And I'm going to give this a quick spin. Can everyone see the list of names on the screen? It's not people's names. They're just different.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll spin this and see what happens. And then I'll tell Moriel what the question was that he actually got. Okay. So Moriel, what hobby have you restarted during the break, during this time with COVID-19, stuck inside all the time? Other thing that you're not able to maybe see all your friends you'd like to see and do things. So what thing have you tried to restart in your life that you haven't done for a long time?
Well, what I'm hearing from that question is what hobby I've reset due to the COVID-19, and that's the one I'm going to answer.
Okay.
Now, what really changed in my schedule was my gym routine. Normally, I'm used to coming early in the morning into an inclusive environment of other sweaty people, to be honest. But with the gyms closed, what I had to do is find another way to get exercise. So what I've started doing since the COVID-19 was going to my local park and doing what I can. I'm so fortunate. My landlord, she had 12-pound dumbbells and knee weights or ankle weights. And so what I've been doing is putting them on, taking those dumbbells and doing all the workouts that I can do, whatever I could. So the habit that changed, that had to reset for me, was my gym routine. Same result, different path or avenue of reaching the same result. Thank you.
Thank you, Moriel. I realized I forgot to say anything about saying the word inclusion. My bad. But please remember to use the word inclusion, word of the day. What I'm going to do here is share my screen again. And then I'll first pick a person. Or can I ask for a volunteer?
I'll go, Scott.
Is that Rob?
Yep.
Okay. So you won't know exactly what these questions are until I land on the right one, or whatever one pops up. So this is so what place that you've gone to in the past do you most miss and are looking forward to when things really open up that you could go to again?
Very good question, Scott. So venue. Well, this is definitely a very inclusive question for me, because for me, venue, the first thing that I think of is so I care for my mother, who's almost 85 years old, and she's up in Northern California. So not that that's a specific venue like a restaurant or a beach or what have you. It is definitely a place that I go on a regular basis to go see her on a regular basis and take care of her for her medical reasons, visits. And as much as that has been possible for me to do, meaning drive, fly, what have you, she lives in an adult community that has been locked down tremendously. So the most that she could do is go out on her balcony and have a conversation with people as they go. Because of the venue that she's in, they don't want, obviously, any illness to start because it'll spread like wildfire. So they've really locked down the venue itself. And so I really miss being able to go up and have a real one-to-one conversation with my mother in a venue that is where she lives today. So thank you.
Thanks, Rob. And we go to, without letting you know what question you'll get, let me ask for another volunteer, or I can pick someone. Mary? Okay, make sure you take yourself off mute.
There we go.
The word of the day is inclusion, and I will pick a question for you right now. So Mary, the question is, what restaurant have you not been able to go to for the last few months that you are really looking forward to going to, and why?
I have really missed being able to go to Brussels Bistro here on Forest Avenue in Laguna. I particularly have missed the mussels and French fries. And we celebrate a lot of birthdays and out-of-town visitors there. And it's a very inclusive environment. When it's a birthday, everyone claps to this ridiculous song and they send out a big sparkler. And so I have been missing that.
As a follow-up, I have to ask, what are your favorite type of mussels? Because I know they have multiple kinds there that they serve.
Oh, I mostly just the mariniere, which I mispronounce every single time. But not only that, but they have a very inclusive selection of Belgian beers, of which my favorite is escaping me. Rochefort 10. There it is.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's see here. Let me go and ask once again for a volunteer. Katharina? Okay. Give me a moment to go and pick something out. There we go. So Katharina, not necessarily being a restaurant, but could be anything. What's the thing you've most missed during this time when you've been kind of stuck in the house for the most part?
Well, I most miss
Don't forget the word of the day is inclusion.
most missed Toastmasters of Laguna Beach, as you guys have been so inclusive, and it was a pleasure seeing you every Thursday, and it's kind of nice to keep in touch via the Zoom meeting, but it's different when it's face to face, because you kind of feel the vibe when we do the intro dancing and the clapping. It's just much more direct. Yeah.
Very good. Thank you very much. Okay, let's see, one last person. Oh, we have a new person. Who I don't recognize someone. Well, on my screen, you're right next to Shabnam, but I'm not sure if you. Could you unmute yourself, or would you be interested in trying this?
Hi, my name's Shabnam invited me today, and I just logged on because I was having trouble logging on for this past 35 minutes. So
Well,
I'm not sure what you folks are doing.
Oh, give me a moment to explain. We have 3 different parts of the meeting. We do prepared speeches, then we do what's called table topics we're doing right now, and we do evaluations. During table topics, we ask you a question, and then you have 1 to 2 minutes to respond. And you are also supposed to use the word of the day, which is inclusive, if you can. Just try to work it in there somewhere in the, and I will go through my question. I have this thing I've been using for picking out questions, but now there's only one question, which is nicest. What And what this is, what the question that goes with this is, what is either the nicest thing you've done for someone or they've done for you that just really surprised you during this past couple months, that you're having a bad day, whatever, and someone just does something you're like, oh my God, thank you. So, or something you had a chance to do for someone else that they weren't expecting. So you can take a moment to think about it, and you can ask me to rephrase the question if you'd like, and go ahead and answer.
And then I have to include the word inclusive if I can as well.
If you can.
We'll give you a
Okay.
free pass if you don't.
Yeah, don't worry about
Sounds
it.
good.
It's fine.
Yeah, I'd have to say the last few months, yeah, I've really kept to myself. Yeah, it's being very careful not to get anything, any COVID-19 or anything of that nature if possible. So I've been really alone and kind of isolated. But one day I did go out to my mailbox and I received a little card and bracelet from a childhood friend of mine that I haven't seen for 20 years. And so it was so nice for her to reach out to me. And I think she was maybe kind of concerned because I do work, I work in treating people. I have patients too. And so she might have been concerned because I've been a little bit quiet and out of touch with everybody. So that really, may help me realize that people are thinking about people all over the world. We're always connected, even more so through things like Zoom, and that people are just a Zoom call away now. And so not to hold back and to reach out if you ever need anything, or if you're having a bad day, or if you're feeling lonely or isolated or anything. It's good to reach out, communicate. We're all in the same boat in some way or another. And so I feel that Zoom has really made the whole world inclusive and enabled people who have telephones and computers to reach each other at another level than Facebook or FaceTime, Instagram can. So that's my experience, and the nicest thing that's happened to me recently.
That's a great story. Thank you. Let's see, I got a message saying that we have lots more time. So I'm going to go around and let me just pick on someone, or may I ask Jeannie, would you like to do any of the questions sound interesting? You want me to come up with a new one?
Yeah, whatever one you like, I guess.
Let's see, what either restaurant or venue, what place did you used to go to all the time that you missed and really looking forward to going back there again?
Okay, well, I'm going to tell on myself because I've already gone there. I live in Dana Point, so I've gone to Stillwater. We just went the other night. Although I have to say, they don't have their signature chili, which my family was looking forward to the chili. But to be understood, considering, things have changed a little bit. It felt inclusive to be there amongst other people. We were practicing social distancing, and they even took our temperature. They have some kind of app or program when you walk in that it scans your face. I don't think it has to do with the other kind of scanning that's been in the news, but they're checking your temperature, which I thought was kind of cool. And then another one, bonus round. I really used to enjoy going to Starfish in Laguna. They have really good lychee martinis. So now my drink of choice, at least there. And I'm looking forward to that. I don't even know if they're open, but now you've reminded me. So thank you, Scott.
Thanks. Well, I'll see if they're open. I haven't checked in a while.
Thanks.
Who did I miss? Let's see. Who did I miss? Catherine. Shahe, would you like to give this a try? You want to pick a question, or do you want me to just throw one at you? Oh, make sure you take yourself off mute. And here I can, yep, there you go. So is there a question, one of the questions that you heard that you'd like to try, or do you want to, or I could pick one for you, or how would you like to go?
Restaurant is kind of what I like, but it's not necessarily because of this.
And don't forget to use the word inclusion if you can.
Okay. Inclusion. I really miss restaurants back in Chicago. The food is delicious there. Not that it's bad here, it's just different here. In Chicago, here, right here, locally, right here, in Aliso Viejo, Laguna Niguel, Dana Point, and these areas in Chicago, there's many Italians and Germans and Polish and all the ethnicities are there, and there are restaurants all around tied into that. And I haven't found anything like that here. I'm sure if I ventured up into LA somewhere, I'm guessing I would more than likely find those pockets of ethnicities that I could find these types of restaurants. Um, but I have yet to find that here, and it's not inclusive for these different ethnicities. I did find one that was close. It was in the Laguna Niguel Italian, um, and I know there's one in Dana Point too. I just it didn't meet my standards, if you will. Um, just because where I come from and the intensity of the food that I'm used to. However, I did find pizza, Chicago style deep dish stuffed pizza, which you might think is more of like a lasagna than pizza, and that was in Yorba Linda. And it turns out, my wife discovered it because there was a news anchor on one of the TV stations here, the local news, and he brought it up. And he was a news anchor in Chicago, so he knows exactly what to look for, and that's how my wife found it, and I'm so happy she did. And we went there, and it's a small little place, and the guy has all types of Chicago sports memorabilia around, from the baseball, the Cubs, to the Bulls, to hockey, everything he's got. And it also turns out he had a couple restaurants in Chicago because he's from there, and one of them was right near where I used to live. Unfortunately, there's so many places there, I never visited that one. So that was kind of interesting. And so I met someone new that knew, I'm so happy to meet that guy. And it was great. And the place is in Yorba Linda, and it's called Tony's Little Italy, if anyone wants to venture. That's all.
I'm writing down the name right now. Tony's Little Italy.
Yeah.
See, I'm not sure if I got everyone there or if I missed someone. Let's see. Who is left?
I'm left, Scott.
Muriel, I'm sorry, or Shabnam, do we have more time, or I don't have the agenda in front of me?
I have plenty of time, Scott.
Okay. You raise your hand if you had not had a chance to speak yet. So Todd, I can pick something, or you could pick one of the questions that have come by so far, since I'm out of questions.
Okay, I'll pick the nicest then.
Okay.
Can you repeat the question for that one?
So the question is, what is the nicest thing that's happened to you during the last couple months that was a real surprise that either you wound up doing for someone or they did for you, that just kind of caught you by surprise, just the way it worked out?
The nicest thing that's happened to me is that it really happened for my father, but it was coordinated through me, and it's been a huge help to me personally, is that one of my father's connections in his small town that he lives in Texas contacted me, went through all kinds of efforts to reach me, and they were concerned because they'd been driving by my father's house day by day and seeing the grass was completely overgrown. It was just crazy. Sounded like it was 2-3 feet tall, with some of the ways some of that grass can grow. And they were first offered to mow it for us, and then found out that it was going to be a problem because they would have a problem to knock over all my dad's water faucets that he has all over the land. He has several acres of grass to put this in perspective. So they were going to use a mower that wouldn't work for that. So they had a connection with somebody who had worked with for years, and this person, they lined it up with me, multiple calls to me. It was just such a relief because my father, 89-year-old father, is worried sick about his property, worried sick about there could be a fire and his house could burn. And this person came along, connected us with this man who's just done this incredible job for us. And we've been able to get it in perfect shape now. So it's just been wonderful. And this was through a connection through my father's church and the inclusive nature of these people across the group that they have. And it's a church that I grew up in when I was a young boy. Is just amazing. I've also had people from the church reaching out to me to check on my dad on a weekly basis. They're just a wonderful situation, and they've got such a harmonious group of people. So I've really appreciated that the connection that he has back there and all the nice things they do for us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Todd. And now I'm losing track. What did I probably missed someone. Did anyone who would like to speak not speak?
Yeah, Catherine's husband. I would like to try.
Sure, please. I'm going to, since, are you new to Toastmasters or just interested to?
I used to do Toastmasters years ago. Yeah.
Well, I had a couple of questions I've been running through that I'll give you a couple samples. What hobby have you rediscovered in the last 2 months? Or what things have you really missed most during this last couple of months of kind of being stuck in your house that now that things are kind of opening up more, that you're ready to go out and revisit again? Yeah, I'm sorry, Peter, please, your name again? I missed your name.
My name is Ankit. So yeah, I'll take the second question. Thank you, Mr. Table Topics Master. We moved to Southern California a couple of years ago, so we were still exploring it before the crisis hit. So that's the part I miss the most. We love living here. People are very inclusive. There's a lot of diversity. There's a plethora of type of cuisine you can have, and that's the part I miss the most. A lot of activities for the kids. So our typical weekend excursion was going to a kid event in one of the cities in Orange County, and you look for a restaurant or a special cuisine we can have in that area, and that has been just amazing. I have never seen the kind of variety of entertainment or food available in the Southern California area. That's a part I miss the most.
Thank you, Ankit. And I think that might be it, and I'll pass things back to Muriel. I'm sorry, to Shabnam, my bad.
Thank you, Scott. Wow, that was really fun. I love the way you did that.